Live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. It's just gonna be me today. Tim out at a family event. It's just gonna be yours truly breaking down the NHL, the NBA, and the MLB. It's gonna be a full slate. So we're gonna sit back, relax, and have a show here. So we got one game in the NHL, the Oilers and the Knights. We get two games in the NBA, the Knicks, the Heat, Lakers, and Warriors. And then we get a full baseball slate as well for this Saturday, May the 6th. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're going to take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right and one went wrong in the world of sports betting. And I followed up a 5.13 unit day on May the 4th with a negative 3.04 day on May the 5th. MLB 5 and 6 down 1.38 units. Loser on Miami, Chicago over 9. Loser on Cincinnati and Chicago, first 5 under 4.5. Got the Mets, Rockies, first 5 under 4.5. Minnesota, Cleveland, first over 8.5 was a loser. Kansas City, team total over was a winner. That was quite the interesting game there for a little bit of a bum fight. And that series is going on all weekend long. Love it. I lost the first 5 under 4.5 in that Detroit game in the bottom of the 4th. Washington, Arizona, first 5 under was a winner. First 5 under. LA, San Diego was a push until they scored with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th to make it a loser. Full game under hit though. Houston, Seattle, first 5 under 3.5 was a loser. The double up on the Giants, first 5 full game were both winners. Was 4-2 heading into the bottom of the 5th. I thought that first 5 was cooked. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 5th to cash the first 5, and then they take care of business full game. So 5 and 6 down 1.38 units in the MLB. 0-1 in the NHL as my second round woes continue. I just can't get anything going here. The Devils got absolutely blown out, but we've seen this before. The Devils got blown out game 1 and game 2 against the Rangers as well, and everybody starts thinking that they're going to get swept and they're going to get gentlemen swept. I think the Devils are still in this series. They lost both games on the road. The series doesn't start until the road team wins a game. So I'm not counting out the Devils quite yet. In fact, I've already moved on them in game number 3. I got them. I've already bet them for game number 3 as well at, minus 132. And it's down to a 130, but I think the Devils win game 3 as well as the Leafs. So I've already bet all 3 games for tomorrow as well. Leafs, Devils, and Stars. So this is a series that I do think goes further than people might think. Phoenix and then in the NBA went 1 and 2. Phoenix first quarter was a loser. Phoenix full first half was a winner. And that game actually went according to plan because other than losing the first quarter, it was I believe a 15-point game at halftime. I grabbed the Nuggets plus 11.5 after taking Phoenix first quarter, first half, and the Nuggets come back a little bit. That one hit. If you were on Dave's show last night, gave that one out. And then I also had the 76ers money line. I added that late, which was a mistake. But it is what it is. Overall, 1 and 2 in the NBA. 6 and 9 overall, down 3.04 units. So far in the month of May, 40, 32, and 3, up 2.96 units. So overall, May has been decent so far, and we'll look to continue that here with that. But we'll head over to the chat, and then we will get into today's slate. Good morning. So can I get my 10 push-up? I think Tim bet you that, and I don't. He is not available at the moment. We have. What's up? New day, new money. Let's go. Yeah. I had Tatum over 43.5 pros. He got 43 with a cash. Oh, it was 42.5. Gotcha. Chelsea. Currently, that is 1-1 at halftime. I don't know what's funny about that, but it's 1-1 at halftime. But we've got some hooky to break down here first. The Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. Edmonton Oilers minus 125 road favorites, total 6.5 in this game. And pretty plain and simple, I see this series being tied at the end of the night. This line can move 10 cents as well towards the team total over. I kind of like the Edmonton Oilers team total over 3.5 as well. Let's take a look where this line has moved since the opening line. This line opened up at 123. It's moved up 3 cents towards the Edmonton Oilers. It's now minus 123. Line opened up at 6.5 minus 130. It's 6.5 minus 139. I don't trust Brossois. I don't trust this Vegas defense. We saw that the Oilers scored 4 in the first game. I think the Oilers will play better defensively. So maybe if you're looking on the flip side, you can look at the team total under maybe for the Vegas Golden Knights. But I'm also going to grab the team total over 3.5. Minus 115 for Vegas, or for Edmonton. I like the Oilers to win this game. I think this is a 4-2, 4-3 type of Edmonton win. Would not be surprised if this is 3-3 heading into overtime, things along those lines. But I do like the Oilers to bounce back in this game and win game 2. I still think the Oilers are the better overall team, and I still believe they win this series. So I did grab the team total over here at 3.5 with the Edmonton Oilers. I'm writing down all the plays I have to track after the show. Edmonton team total over 3.5 minus 115, as well as the Oilers at $1.25. But we will now let me get up the NBA stuff, and we will now get into the NBA, where we have the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat. The Heat are 4-point favorites in this game with a total of 209. Let's take a look here at the line movement. It opened up at a 3. It has gone up a point to -4 for the Heat. And the total opened up at a 208. It's now at 208.5. Let's take a look at where the money has come in on this game here. As we have, there we go. We have 52% of the tickets, 60% of the cash is on the Knicks money line, 26% of the tickets, and 47% of the cash is on the Knicks. The lines move towards the Heat, which makes sense because 74% of the tickets, 54% of the cash is on the Heat. The Knicks do have my interest a little bit in this game, and we have 57% of the tickets, 49% of the cash is on the over. The lines move towards the over. So I'm really no interest in the total here. Kind of looking at the Knicks here, and probably going to go right back to the bet that's made plenty of money so far in this postseason. That's the Knicks in the first half. The Knicks were a decent first quarter team, 31-26 overall this year, but they were the best first half team in basketball. I'm going to grab the New York Knicks in the first half. That's what we're going to do for this game. You can get New York Knicks. We can get +2, or we can get +135 for the first half money line, thinking they win the first half in general. I'm going to grab the 2 just in case this is tied at the end of the first half. So we're grabbing Knicks first half, and we're going to go with the first quarter as well, plus the 1.5. We're going to double down on the Knicks here. First quarter, first half, +1.5. +2 for the New York Knicks. So Knicks first quarter at +1.5 at -115. And Knicks first half +2 at -105. I think the Knicks win this game. I think the Knicks win this series. So I like New York in this spot. Yo. I hate to say it, but I think the Knicks steal this game. I think the Knicks win this series. I think the Knicks win this game. Absolutely. I love the Knicks here. If I was feeling a little bit more frisky, I would just take in the money line trifecta, but I'm not going to get overly crazy there. We getting this money today. There we go. Morning, Nick. No Timmy today. No, he's busy this morning. So it's just me, just yours truly. Big cash on Detroit and Baltimore money line. Yes. You're on the Cubs, Nerfy. Tigers first 5, Red Sox first 5, Pirates first 5 for the MLB. They definitely won't win the series. I think they do. But for this, we will be getting into baseball. I have not bet any baseball yet, and we will be getting into baseball in just a minute. But we will tackle here the LA Lakers and the Golden State Warriors first. The Lakers as 3-point favorites in this game with a total of 228.5. Let's take a look at the line movement here in this one, as we had the Lakers opened up as -1.5. The lines moved a 1.5 in their direction. It's now -3. The total here opened up at a 227.5. It's moved up to a 228. We have 35% of the tickets and 54% of the cashes on the Los Angeles Lakers. The lines move towards the Lakers here. Looks like the sharp money's on the Lakers here. This line opened up at a 227.5. It's up to 228.5, which makes sense. 58% of the tickets, 65% of the cash is on the over. And I'm interested in the Lakers here. I think I'm going to go right back to what I did with the Knicks here and take them first quarter, first half, where I can get the Lakers first quarter -1, full first half -2. If I wanted to pay a little bit of juice, I can get that -135 and -150 for the first quarter, first half, just money line. So if they're tied at the end of the quarter, I push, which I feel like maybe the better look here is just taking the first quarter, first half money lines, which is something. It's -135 for the first quarter, -150 for the first half. I'm going to do that. It's a little juicy, but I'm going to do that rather than laying points because I could see them being up a point at halftime and maybe tied at the end of the first half, something along those lines. So I'm going to go Lakers first quarter, Lakers first half. First quarter -135, first half -150. If you don't want to delay the juice, you can take the points. I think the Lakers come out early, and I could see third quarter Warriors taking over. Maybe this is a similar spot to last night with the Phoenix Suns, where if you like I like the Lakers early here, take them first quarter, take them first half, and then find a spot for Golden State live. Maybe Golden State third quarter, maybe Golden State just take them for the full game at halftime, get a bigger price, hopefully, with the Lakers up at halftime, something along those lines. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in this game. I'm going to be looking for a live opportunity with the Golden State Warriors, whether it's the third quarter spread or the full game spread, full game money line, something along those lines. I'm going to look for a spot for the Golden State Warriors late, but I like the Lakers to come out early here in this one. So especially after getting blown out in the last game, I see them showing up here early in this one. So Lakers first quarter, Lakers first half in the NBA. So a couple first quarter, first halves, no full games here in the NBA today, but that's where we're going for that one. LA, yeah. This one is tough, leaning towards first half under. Your few shots with Detroit, St. Louis, LA, San Diego. Lakers -3. I think the Warriors can come back a little bit. I think it's very similar to last night where I was able to grab 11.5 points at halftime with the Nuggets. I think I'm going to be able to grab 5, 6, 7 points with the Warriors at halftime. Something along those lines. Yanks can hit now. Apparently they can. But we will get into Major League Baseball here. We'll start off with the Detroit Tigers against the St. Louis Cardinals, with the Cardinals as -180 favorites with a total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look here. We have Spencer Turnbull and Adam Wainwright. This line opened up at -201. It's now -181, so a 20-cent live movement towards Los Tigres here. The line opened up at an 8.5. It's now a 9. Let's take a look. Let's see if this makes sense. Kind of does. 49% of the tickets and 61% of the cash is on the Detroit Tigers. The line's moved 18 cents in their direction, 20 cents, my bad, in their direction. And the line opened up at 8.5. It's a 9. 82% of the tickets, 79% of the cash is on the over. So the line's moved towards the over in this one with the money. The line is moved with the Tigers here in this one with the money as well. Let's take a look at the pitchers in this matchup here. St. Louis is not a team I particularly want to trust, especially as a favorite. Spencer Turnbull has really struggled, though. Spencer Turnbull coming in off of giving up 2 earned runs on 5 hits and 4 innings pitched against the Orioles. He gave up 2 earned runs on 3 hits against the Brewers. He's been to somebody. He had one good start where he went 5 innings, gave up 1 earned run on 6 hits against the Blue Jays. But this is a guy that's just been continued to get hit. And this is Adam Wainwright's first appearance of the year. And I have no interest in laying $1.80 on him in his first appearance of the season. So let's take a look what you can get here. I'll go ahead and back this one here. I'm going to grab the Detroit Tigers in the first 5 innings at plus 145. I see this as an opportunity where Spencer Turnbull can pitch fine. This Cardinals team has really struggled this year, and I don't think they should be laying this type of price. I'm on the Detroit Tigers in the first 5 innings at plus 145 here in this one. I see this as another game where the Tigers show up, and they showed up yesterday. They didn't catch the first 5 yesterday. The Cardinals actually did, but looking at it here, I like the Tigers early in this game. The Cardinals have a decent bullpen, which surprises me with how bad they've been. Their bullpen is number 1 in baseball according to XFIP, 3.64, with the next one being the Astros at 3.79. So they got them by a decent little bit there. So the Cardinals bullpen's been fine. It's just their starting pitcher is terrible, or their starting pitching has been terrible. So I'm on the first 5 money line here. Tim on the Tigers money line as well. Cool. Cardinals are trash. They kind of are right now. For Edmonton, Vegas. Oh, of course. Needless to say, Evan Bouchard for Edmonton. Yes, and Leon Draisaitl, multi-goal. I would look more towards McDavid, actually, for today's game rather than Draisaitl, because everybody's going to be looking at Draisaitl after a 4-goal game last game. Now, granted, game 2, Pavelski scored after getting 4 goals. But yeah, over. I could see it. Fade Wainwright Day. It's the first time he's pitched all year, so we'll see. First 5 for sure, yeah. Charles Jourdain by a knockout. Aljamain Sterling. Yeah, I feel like I want to bet Aljamain Sterling just because he's my favorite fighter. I love Aljo. He's a fellow Long Island boy. Not sticking around for the full game. Nope, I'm not either. Good morning, Kelly. We will move on here to the next matchup, the Miami Marlins and the Chicago Cubs. The Cubbies minus 170 favorites with a total of 9 in this game. We have Hoeing, and Smiley, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at minus 171 for the Cubbies. It's gone up a penny to minus 172. This line opened up at a 9. 9.5. It opened up at a 9.5 minus 105. It's now a 9. Let's take a look here. We have 70% of the tickets, 66% of the cash is on the Cubs. The lines moved a penny towards the Cubs, which makes me think the Miami Marlins may be a little bit live in this game. A little bit. 84% of the tickets, 91% of the cash is on the over, and the lines dropped half a run, which suggests to me that they think that Hoeing pitches well, and they think Smiley pitches well as well. Let's take a look here. It's a 9. The first 5 is a 5. Let's see what these pitchers have done so far this season. Hoeing and Smiley. Hoeing is 1-0-1 this year. 6.23 ERA, 1.62 WHIP. He's coming in off of a start against the Chicago Cubs where he gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits and 5 innings pitched. He got beat up a little bit in his first start of the year. 4 earned runs on 6 hits and 3 2/3 innings against Atlanta. Atlanta, one of the better lineups in baseball. Can kind of give him a pass on that one. Let's take a look here. Drew Smiley coming in off of a really nice performance against the Nationals. 1 earned run on 6 hits and 7 innings pitched. He's pitched really well as of late, and since getting lit up for 6 runs and 4 2/3 innings pitched against the Reds in his first start, he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs. I think that bodes well for him pitching well in this game, and I think the market's telling us that we can see Hoeing kind of have a nice start as well. He pitched well in his last start against the Cubbies. Now, the tricky part is this is a team that now he's seeing twice within a week, so maybe he gets hit a little bit, but we saw that yesterday, and that wasn't the case with the 2 pitchers here. So I'm thinking the first 5 under is live in this game, and it's a 5 at minus 117. I love those 5s when it comes to first 5 unders. So you can have 4 runs and still cash it. and a 5 pushes. So I'm definitely looking at this first 5 under here at minus 117. And I'm gonna move on it here. I'm gonna take the first 5 under 5 minus 117 Miami and the Cubbies here in this one. Miami, Chicago, first 5 under 5 minus 117. All right. Let's see. Both teams to score first period. I don't mind that. I lean over. I took the Orioles team total over, so I don't mind that. Cubs run line. Marlins is a team that is losing right now, 4 in a row. Yeah, Marlins are struggling, but they've also played the Braves. So I'm not reading too much into that. Tim. Cubs is staring at me a tad bit here. Yeah, I could definitely think that. Chicago, Miami, Nerfy just seems like a usual system bet for us. I don't think the Nerfy hit yesterday, though. I don't think the Nerfy hit yesterday. You already know it, says Joe. Miami swept Cubby. Cubbies games usually unders. Usually unders. I think this weather this 9 tells us that the wind's blowing out a little bit, not too crazy though. Let's take a look. 9-mile-an-hour winds from the right to the left, actually. So the winds are not going to be helping baseballs leave the yard as much as today. So yeah, 4:30 Cubs today. There you go. And we'll move on here. The New York Mets hosting the Colorado Rockies. Rockies minus 205 favorites in this game, or Mets minus 205 favorites in this game. Total 8.5. We're getting Austin Gomber and Tyler McGill in this matchup here. The lines moved dramatically in this one. The Mets opened up at minus 235. They're now minus 205. So the lines moved 30 cents towards the Colorado Rockies. Definitely has my attention towards Colorado. Line opened up at an 8.5. Even money is now 8.5 minus 124, which makes sense. 70% of the tickets, 63% of the cash is on the over. 69% of the tickets, 75% of the cash is on the Mets, and the line's dropped, which suggests that the Colorado Rockies are live in this game. The Mets won last game 1-0. It was the first game for Colorado away from Coors Field, so I can understand the offense not being the greatest there. You can get the Rockies in the first 5 innings at plus 175. I think the Rockies win today. I think the Rockies are definitely a decent underdog look for the day. The line movement's telling me that. Let's take a look what these pitchers have done so far this year. McGill and Gomber. Gomber 2-4 with a 7.57 ERA, 1.68 WHIP. The unders have been actually hitting pretty well in Gomber starts according to coverage here. But let's see what he's done on the road so far this year, because at home he's 1-2 with a 10.66 ERA. It's very difficult to pitch in Coors Field. So when you look at Rockies pitchers, you generally want to look on them on the road unless they're pitching at home. He's 1-2 with a 4.91 ERA in 14 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 8 runs, 13 hits. He's striking out 9 batters with a 1.43 WHIP. So he hasn't been very good on the road either. His last road start, he did go 5 innings pitched, gave up no earned runs on 3 hits against the Guardians. Previous to that, he gave up 5 earned runs on 6 hits against the Mariners, 3 earned runs, 4 hits against the Padres. McGill, on the other side, 3-1 with a 4.11 ERA. So he's not somebody that I could that you really want to trust. He gave up 3 earned runs on 4 hits in his last start against the Braves. He gave up 4 earned runs and 6 hits against the Giants. He gave up 3 earned runs and 7 hits against the Dodgers. This is a guy that's been giving up multiple runs per game. He started off the year well, winning his first 3 starts, where he gave up 2 earned runs and 6 hits, no earned runs and 3 hits, 2 earned runs and 3 hits in 5, 6, and 5 innings against Miami, San Diego. Since then, he has come back down to earth here a little bit. I like Colorado in this matchup. I think Colorado can get to McGill for a few runs. I think that Gomer can pitch well. The Mets have not been hitting well, particularly as of late. The only question is whether or not I just go for the full plus 175 or do I go for the plus 120, and I'm going to go for the full 175 here. I'm going to go with the Rockies in the first 5 innings here, plus 175. And I think the Rockies win the first 5, and probably then maybe at the end of the 5th inning you can look for a live spot on the Mets because I think they'll be trailing by a run or two heading into the 6th inning. So I'm going to be on the Rockies here in the first 5 innings at plus 175. Let's see. It missed yesterday, but Cubs Nerfies. There you go. Mostly do Nerfy on Miami games in general. Fair. Richie P would probably disagree with you on that one. I'm gonna Cubs Nerfy probably every game until further notice. Fair. That Mets run line killed my 5-teamer yesterday. Yeah, I mean, if I'm playing a parlay, I'm not throwing a run line in there. If I'm throwing together, then I'm just going to have money lines in there. The Lakers game, D-Ross over in points. There you go. Pass on the Mets game. Fair. Pass. Joe, I might start doing Yerfies for Dodgers games here. Yeah, the Yerfies on Dodger games have been oddly good. Let's get it, Joe. There we go. We'll move on here. We have the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees. The Rays, $1.65 favorites, total 7.5 in this game. The Rays won yesterday, did not cover the run line. This line opened up at minus 175. It's down to a minus 164. So the line's moved 11 cents towards the New York Yankees in this one. And the line opened up at a 8. It's now a 7.5. We have 78% of the tickets, 81% of the cash is on the Rays. And the line's moved towards the Yankees, and which suggests they are live in this game. 92% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over, and the line's moved towards the under, which suggests that the markets think Domingo Germán might pitch well in this game against Rasmussen. Let's take a look at what these pitchers have done so far here in this season. We have Domingo Germán 2-2 with a 4.46 ERA, 0.9 WHIP. We have Rasmussen 3-2 with a 3.66 ERA, 1.28 WHIP. And let's take a look at recently. Domingo Germán had a nice start in his last game against Cleveland, where he gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits and 8 1/3 innings pitched. Looked really good. He's a very hit or miss pitcher though, because he's had 3 starts where he's given up 4 or more runs. And the other 3 starts, he's given up 1s. 2 of those 1 earned run performances were against the Guardians. The other one was against the Twins. He did have a start where the Twins got to him, though, 6 earned runs and 5 hits in 6 innings pitched. They won that game, though, against the Twins, 12-6. So the question is, the markets are telling me Domingo Germán pitches well today. Rasmussen, 3 earned runs and 9 hits, 5 innings pitched his last start against the White Sox. They lost that game. 5 earned runs, 9 hits, 4 2/3 innings pitched in a loss against the Astros. So the Rays have currently 6 losses, and Rasmussen's responsible for 2 of them, and it was his last 2 starts. So he's really struggled his last 2 starts. I kind of want to move on the Yankees here. I think the Yankees win the first 5. And I think this game goes under. So this may be an attempt to thread the needle, a first 5 under 4 and a first 5 plus a half. Or I can go Yankees first 5 money line at plus 145. The market suggests that Domingo Germán pitches well today. I kind of believe he can as well. And plus 145 for the Yankees in the first 5 innings, I think is worth a look. The Yankees do believe have the better bullpen in this game. They are the 8th ranked bullpen, and Tampa Bay's bullpen is actually not ranked well. According to XFIP, they're 28th in baseball. So they have not been as good as we think it has. So maybe the full game, plus 151, is a decent look here for the Yankees as well. I think the Yankees are live underdogs in this game. I'm going to grab them in the first 5 innings here at plus 145. Yankees, F5. Plus 145. I think the Rays can win full game. All right. Hey, Tim, where are the 10 push-ups? Tim is unavailable at the moment. Yeah. Rays run line again. It didn't hit yesterday. Tampa Bay run line. What was the bet again? What was the push-up bet? Yeah, I can't do the Yanks. Yeah, nobody can. Nobody can, but yet the line's moving towards them. This feels like the Patrick Corbin game, or nobody wants to back him. Yeah, I usually do both 5-teamers with a big fave, money line, and run line. If both hit, sweet profit. Gotcha. Tampa team total over. I kind of disagree. I think Domingo Germán comes out here and pitches well today. That's what the market's telling me, and we've seen Domingo Germán pitch really well this season in some spots and get lit up in others. So it's a huge wild card. But with that being said, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab the Yankees first 5 because I think he can pitch well. Minnesota Twins at the Cleveland Guardians. It's a pick 'em -105 on both sides. Total 7.5 in this game. Take a look at the line movement in this one here. Sonny Gray and Logan Allen. Line opened up at -125 for the Twinnies. It has gone down to a -105. And the line opened up at an 8. It's now down to a 7.5. Both these line movements make sense because we have 77% of the tickets and 95% of the cash is on the Cleveland Guardians in this one here. 85% of the tickets, 85% of the cash is on the under. The lines moved accordingly there. Let's take a look at what these two pitchers have done so far this year. We have Sonny Gray with a 4-0 record, .77 ERA, 106 whip. Logan Allen 1-1 with a 2.45 ERA, 1.09 whip. Both have pitched pretty well this year so far. Sonny Gray has been absolutely phenomenal. He's yet to have a start where he's given up more than 2 earned runs. The worst he's had is a 1 earned run on 5 hits in his last start against Kansas City. He's been absolutely dominant. He's averaging giving up only 4.2 hits per game in his 6 starts and half a run per game. Sonny Gray has been phenomenal. He's somebody that's a decent reason why the Twins are in the position they're in. The Guardians have really struggled as of late. They've lost 3 in a row in 5 of their last 6 games. The line's moving towards them, which doesn't make too much sense here. But I have really obviously it actually does make sense because people are betting them. But I don't understand why people are betting the Guardians here. Logan Allen, he's been decent. 2 earned runs and 4 hits in his last start against the Red Sox. They went on to lose that game 7-1, but he threw the first 5 innings there. And he went in his first start 6 innings, gave up 1 earned run on 5 hits against the Miami Marlins. This is a tricky game. This is a pretty simple. I think it's a pass. It's a pretty simple pass for me. Cleveland's not particularly a team I want to get involved with. The Twinnies, I like the Twinnies. They're currently sitting in first place in the division by 4 games in front of the Detroit Tigers. Tigers are in second place in that division. That's how bad that division is. But I did give out the Twins +185 to win the division pre-season. But for me in this game, it's a pass. I don't feel the need to force a play on this game, and I don't want to. Denver to not go up 3-0. There you go. Okay, yeah. Twins money line, yeah. I should say Cleveland is overvalued. They are overvalued because everybody saw what they did last year, and that's why we got good value on the Twins to win the division this year. Because the Twins were good up until injuries last year. Tomorrow, Cole going, and he has trouble with the Rays to the New York Yankees today. I did take the Yankees today, and we will cap tomorrow's game as tomorrow's game. We'll take a look at them tomorrow. But we'll move on here. Toronto Blue Jays, Pittsburgh Pirates. Blue Jays, -140 favorites, total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look at where the line has moved in this one. Yesterday, I felt like this one was the one where the Pirates were the ultimate public dog yesterday that I wanted nothing to do with. I wish I turned around and bet the Blue Jays, though. Let's take a look at what this line has done. Line opened up at -133 for the Blue Jays. It's now -146. And as for the total here, we have total opened up at a 9 -115. It's now a 9 minus even money. Let's take a look here. And this line, let's take a look. 64% of the tickets, 80% of the cash is on the Pirates, and they are making that price more appealing to bet the Pirates. You guys all want the Pirates? We'll give you them at a better price. You like them at +123? We'll give you +130. You like them at +130? We'll give you +135. This line open, as for the total, 80% of the tickets, 84% of the cash is on the over. The line's moved 15 cents towards the under, which tells me Jose Barrios pitches well today. That's what that's telling me. The books think Jose Barrios deals today, and I kind of think so as well. I kind of lean under in this game. I do, but I think I want to attack the side more than the total in this one here. I like the Blue Jays in this spot. I think the Blue Jays come out and dominate this game. The Pittsburgh Pirates are starting to regress. All of a sudden, the Pirates struggling here. Johan Oviedo versus Jose Barrios. The Pirates have now lost 5 games in a row since winning 4 in a row and absolutely dominating at that one stretch. Now they've lost 5 in a row, including getting swept against the best team in baseball, the Rays. Jose Barrios is coming in off of a bad start. He gave up 5 earned runs on 11 hits in 5 1/3 innings pitched in Fenway Park. That's not an easy ballpark to pitch in. Previous to that, he had been really good. No earned runs, 2 earned runs, 1 earned run in 3 starts, going 7, 7, and 5. I think that we could see a bounce back performance here from Barrios in this spot. And as for Oviedo, 2-2 with a 4.78 ERA. He gave up 7 runs on 9 hits in his last start against the Nationals, which is very discouraging. And then 4 runs on 6 hits in the previous start against the Dodgers. So he has struggled his last few starts as well. I'm very interested in Toronto in this game, and I'm going to grab him first 5. I can get the first 5 money line at -133, and I'm going to get the full game. I'm going to grab the -1. I think I'm going to grab the -1 here for this one. But first, Blue Jays first 5 -133, and let's put this into the -1 calculator. -146 plus 105 brings us out to a -120. So we'll be taking the -120 here for the -1 line. There we go. Let's type it. Let's place these bets. So -120. Blue Jays -1. Doubling down here on the Toronto Blue Jays. And Barrios. Jays first 5 -0.5 at plus, or no -0.5, just the money line at -133. And the Jays -1 -120. Cool. Pirates money line in the over. Barrios is a bum on the road. Fair. I think Barrios deals today. I trust Barrios today, which is scary. I'd rather be on the Pirates first 5. I would rather not. Fade the Buccos. Yes, I think this is the time we fade the Pirates. I think there will be value betting against the Pittsburgh Pirates going forward because of their really good start. People are really high on them. I'm going to look for spots to fade them. I think this is a great spot to fade them. We'll move on. Chicago White Sox, Cincinnati Reds. The Reds are -125 favorites in this game, total of 9 in this one. Who would have thought heading into the season the Reds would be favorites against the White Sox? But I mean, it kind of makes sense. We have Nick Lodolo versus Mike Clevinger in this one. This line opened up at -125. It's moved down a penny to -124, so a 1 cent line movement towards the Chicago White Sox. Line opened up at a 9.5. It's gone down to a 9 and back up to a 9.5. It has moved 10 cents since the opening line towards the over. We have 55% of the tickets, 70% of the cash is on the Reds, but yet the line's moved a penny towards the White Sox. This line originally moved down too. This line got down to -116 before some buyback here on the Reds. And we have 60% of the tickets, 61% of the tickets, 62% of the cash is on the under. The lines move towards the over here in this one. And I do think both these pitchers can be vulnerable to get hit a little bit here. I'm not a fan of Mike Clevinger. And Nick Lodolo has not, I don't know if I remember right, he's not been as good as we thought. Yeah, no. 2-1 with a 6.16 ERA and a 1.73 whip. Lodolo has been getting hit. He's coming in off of a performance where he gave up 3 earned runs on 5 hits and 5 innings pitched against the Athletics, he's gone 3 straight games giving up at least 3 earned runs after 3 really good starts to start the year. He gave up 8 earned runs in 12 hits and 4 2/3 innings pitched against the Rays, 6 earned runs in 9 hits and 4 innings pitched against the Rangers, 3 earned runs, 5 hits in 5 innings against the Athletics. So he has been getting banged up lately. Probably a pitcher I'm not looking to back. Clevenger coming in off of a nice start, 2 earned runs on 7 hits and 5 innings pitched in a 12-9 win against the Tampa Bay Rays. Previous to that, he gave up 6 earned runs and 7 hits and 5 innings pitched in a loss against the Blue Jays. And I kind of see this game going over the total. I think that's where I kind of want to attack this game. It is a 9.5 at -110. Lodolo's not been very good lately, and neither has Clevenger. I can see both these pitchers getting hit. Let's take a look at what the weather is giving us here at the Great American Ballpark. Let's see if it's good hitters weather. And the wind's blowing right to left, but it's weak 5-mile-an-hour winds. So nothing really impactful there for that. I'm going to grab over 9.5 here, Chicago and Cincinnati. I think this is a high-scoring back-and-forth game. So Chicago White Sox, Cincinnati Reds, over 9.5 here at -110. Head back to the chat. Mountain Dew. Sure. And he's been low bad. He's been LOL bad. Reds money line. Sure. I'm really interested in the total rather than the side. Lodolo K props, maybe. White Sox money line. I really want nothing to do with the side. I think the other side is not anything I'm interested in betting. We'll head to the marquee matchup of the day, though. The Kansas City Royals -165 favorites against the Oakland Athletics. Total of 10 in this game. This line, they're really pricing it up after a back-and-forth game last night. Taxed the bullpens. This line has gone from a 9.5 to a 10 to a 10.5. So this line has continued to climb, and it makes sense with the money on it here. But line opened up at -161 for the Royals. It's up to 166, so a 5-cent line movement towards KC. And this line opened up at a 9.5 all the way up to a 10.5. So a full line move towards the over here in this one. So that's definitely something to look towards. Let's take a look. I want to see if the weather is going to help an over here, and absolutely is. 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 12-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So the wind is definitely going to aid an over here. 10.5 at -113. I know 10.5 is a really high number, and I generally like to go under these high numbers, but this pitching staff for the Oakland Athletics give me no indications to do that. Ken Waldichuk versus Brady Singer. Both pitchers have been absolutely lit up this year and smoked. But yeah, by the way, 64% of the tickets, 71% of the cash is on KC. 83% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the over. The lines move towards the over, so it's fine. Let's get into this for Mr. Waldichuk, coming in off of a decent performance last game, 3 earned runs on 6 hits and 5 2/3 innings pitched against the Cincinnati Reds. 5 earned runs, 6 hits against the Angels the previous start before that. He actually had a really nice start against the Cubbies, where he gave up no earned runs, 5 hits and 5 innings pitched, got the no decision. They lost the game. Last night was the first game this season that an Oakland Athletics starting pitcher has recorded a win. So it was May 5th when that happened. I have no interest in going to the Athletics in this game. But I'm definitely looking at the over in this game. Brady Singer coming in, absolutely getting lit up and smoked in his last game. 8 earned runs, 5 hits, and 2 2/3 innings pitched. Previous to that, he did give up 1 earned run on 5 hits and 6 innings pitched. So this guy's an ultimate wild card, but in 4 of his last 5 starts, he's given up at least 5 earned runs. I could see the Oakland Athletics being able to hit a little bit here, and I think this game goes over the total of 10.5. So even at a high total here, I'm grabbing over 10.5 with the Athletics and the Royals. And I'm kind of thinking the Royals get to Waldichuk here. Team total over 5.5, I think, is an interesting look. I think the Royals win this game, but I'm just going to focus on the over here. Over 10.5, Oakland and KC. Oakland, KC, over 10.5 at minus 113. Here we go. It's an O's game. It's an A's game. Over. Yes. 1-800 gambler time. It looked like a college baseball game yesterday. A's money line, never in doubt. Yeah. My bad. Logged in. Yeah, you're all good. Everyone have a good day. Over Boston, Philly, Yurfie. Braves -1, Washington money line, or first 5. Toronto team total over. Peace out. Peace out, Kelly. Appreciate you hanging out there. Wall the Chalk going to chalk up another W for the A's money line in the over. Good luck. If there's ever a team I'm taking big plus money with the Athletics against, it's the Royals. But we'll move on here. The Milwaukee Brewers and the San Francisco Giants. Giants -165 favorites in this game. We got plus money for them yesterday. Total of 8.5, and it is Ray and Cobb, your pitching matchup here. This line opened up at -151 for the Giants. It's now up to a 164. I think the Giants are better than we have them marked to be. This line opened up at a 115 to the over 8.5. It's a 108 now, so it's moved 7 cents towards the under in this game. Let's take a look at the tickets coming in on this one here, as we have 70% of the tickets and 83% of the cash coming in on San Francisco. That explains the line move here. But the bigger bets are coming in on them. So it looks like both the sharps and the public are on the Giants in this one. 56% of the tickets, 67% of the cash is on the under. The lines move towards the under here in this one. Let's take a look what these two pitchers have done so far this season between Colin Ray and Alex Cobb. Ray is 0-2 with a 4.79 ERA, 1.11 whip. He's coming in off of a start where he pitched against the LA Angels, gave up 2 earned runs on 3 hits in 5 innings pitched. Previous to that, he gave up 4 earned runs on 5 hits in 5 innings pitched against the Detroit Tigers. He just looks like a consistent 2 to 4 runs in 5 innings. He's a 5 and fly pitcher. The most he's gone this year was his first start. Went 5 2/3 against the Padres, where he gave up 1 run on 2 hits. On the other side, Alex Cobb, in his last start coming in, giving up 3 earned runs on 7 hits in 5 innings pitched. That was against the Padres on the moon in Mexico. So that was a good start considering he pitched in the elevation higher than any other stadium that any of these players will ever play in. Previous to that, he had a complete game shutout against the St. Louis Cardinals. No earned runs on 6 hits and 9 innings pitched. So a very rare complete game this season. Brewers have really struggled as of late. They have lost 5 in a row. The Brewers. And this is more of the Brewers that I was expecting this season. I'm not high on this Brewers team. They've lost 5 in a row. They lost the last game to the Angels. They got swept by the Rockies. And now they lost the first game against the Giants. I think we could see something very similar here in this game where they lose this game to the Giants as well. Let's take a look at what we can get for this game. The first 5 -0.5 is -130. The full game -1. It's a -164 and a 122. It's a -119. I lean that way. I don't feel the need to get involved with this game, but it's definitely a lean towards the Giants here for me. First 5 run line, full game -1, but it's a pass. San Fran run line. I lean that way. I might move on it later. We'll see. LOL yesterday brought it up to you a bit of deja vu from last year's best bet. But what's his face? Blowing in the 9th. Yeah. But we'll move on here. Atlanta Braves and the Baltimore Orioles. The Braves -230 favorites in this game with a total of 8. Just a pretty significant price here for the Braves. Let's take a look where this line has moved. As we have Spencer Strider and Bradish, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at 220 for the Braves. It's now 233 for the Braves and Spencer Strider. Now, total opened up at an 8.5. It's down to an 8. A lot of respect for Strider. And you can see this in the markets as well. 84% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on Strider. The lines move towards Strider. It makes sense. 83% of the tickets, 90% of the cash are on the run line for Strider, which makes sense because he's not a terrible pitcher. 68% of the tickets, 58% of the cash is on the over, and the lines move towards the under, which makes me think we can see Kyle Bradish pitch pretty well in this game as well. Let's take a look what these two pitchers have done so far. As we have Kyle Bradish coming into this game, though, 1-1 with a 6.14 ERA, 1.84 WHIP. He's coming in off an appearance where he gave up 3 earned runs on 6 hits and 4 2/3 innings pitch against the Tigers. Previous to that, he got lit up and smoked by the Red Sox, 7 earned runs on 8 hits and 2 1/3 innings pitch. So in the last 2 starts, he hasn't been very good. He did have a nice start against the Nationals, where he gave up no earned runs on 5 hits and 6 innings pitched. And then his first start of the year, it looks like it was cut short, where he only pitched 1 2/3 innings pitch. It looks like he got hurt because he didn't pitch for another 16 days. He gave up no earned runs on 1 hit, but only an inning and 2/3. And I'm not completely sold on Bradish. I'm not. In the last game for Spencer Strider, he gave up 4 earned runs on 5 hits against the New York Mets. The Mets seem to hit him pretty well, though. Previous to that, the Braves have won every single one of Strider's starts and have covered the run line in only half of them, though. Previous to the Mets start, he gave up no earned runs on 3 hits and 14 innings pitched in his previous 2 starts before that. So he's been absolutely dominant here, and I'm kind of leaning towards the Braves on the run line in this spot with Spencer Strider, or maybe a first 5 team total over under 1.5 for the Orioles. Maybe Strider goes through here and deals against Baltimore in this spot. I don't want to lay the first 5 run line because that's $1.50, and the full game run line is $1.15. So I don't see this as a game I particularly want to get interested in, but it's Atlanta or nothing for me. I think that Atlanta, after getting blown out yesterday, could potentially come back and dominate today. I think it's a massive pitching advantage here with the Braves in this spot. It's a minus 230 for a reason, I think. And we'll grab it here. We'll grab Braves run line minus 1.5 at minus 115. I think Spencer Strider comes out here and deals. So give me the Braves run line in this spot. Minus 1.5 at minus 115. I usually don't lay these types of spots, but I think this is a good spot for the Braves. So Atlanta for me, run line. I think they get to the Bradish here. Let's take a look here. Cashed out 4 units last night. There you go. Can we finally start taking the O serious, please? They are good. O's money line. Okay. Tim's boy Strider. Yeah, Tim loves Strider. I can't stand the actual guy, but he's not a terrible pitcher. But I just find it last year when he got hit against the Mets, he called them getting lucky, and that's the only thing it was. He was a little whiny bitch last year. That's what it was. But O's money line. Let's run it again and the over. O's for the AL East, LOL making the playoffs. I still think Tampa Bay wins the East, and I still think the Orioles fall off a little bit here. I'm not sold on the Orioles. It's very early, and I can see what we're seeing with Pittsburgh right now happen with Baltimore, where they fall back a little bit. So I do expect some regression here. They look great yesterday. Good job. I'm going to take the Braves, though, today. I like Atlanta. I got to think the Braves are going to be mad after yesterday's debacle. I agree with that. Over. I lean the other way, but I'm not going to be betting the over. I would lean towards the under. I would lean to under, but I'm betting the Braves. Boston Red Sox, Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies $1.50 favorites here. Total 9.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the way the line has moved here in the spot, as we have quite the pitching matchup here between Corey Kluber and Bailey Falter. Line opened up at minus 133 for the Phillies. It's up to minus 151, so a massive 18-cent line movement towards the Fighting Phils. Total opened up at a 9.5 minus 110. It's now a 9.5 minus 103 for the total, so a 7-cent line movement towards the under. We have 32% of the tickets and 54% of the cash is on the Phillies. The line's moving towards the Phillies, even though 68% of the tickets, 46% of the cash is on Boston, which tells me the Phillies are probably the look in this game. 49% of the tickets, 51% of the cash is on the over. Lines moved slightly towards the under. Not really an interest here in the total. Let's take a look at what these pitchers have done so far this year. for the Phillies and the Red Sox. Bailey Falter, Corey Kluber. I'm kind of looking to fade Kluber. 1-4 with a 6.44 ERA and a 1.40 WHIP. He in his last start, 3 earned runs, 5 innings, 5 hits, and 5 1/3 innings pitch against the Blue Jays. Previous to that, 1 earned run on 5 hits against the Orioles, but 7 earned runs and 6 hits against in 5 innings pitch against the Twins. So I do think we can get lit up. I think that Kluber can get lit up here. Bailey Falter, not particularly someone I want to back, though. He's given up 4 earned runs in his last start on 8 hits against the Astros. He's pitched against not the greatest of competition. 3 earned runs, 6 hits against the Mariners. But this market's telling me that the Phillies are the look in this spot because all the money is a lot of tickets and the spread as well is coming on Boston. They're making it more appealing to bet the Red Sox here in this one. I don't trust the Phillies full game. So this is 100% first 5 here for me. First 5 minus a half a run at -110. I'm going to grab Philadelphia here in this spot. First half, minus a half, -110. This is more of a fade of Kluber than it is backing Falter. But I do like Philly here, laying the half a run at -110 in the first 5 innings. So let's head back to the chat here. Boston money line. Yeah. The Boston's won 7 in a row. Phillies won 5 in a row. Yet the line's moving towards Philadelphia, and all the money's coming in on Boston. I can care less that the Red Sox have won 7 games in a row, and they might win 7 in a row. They might win 7 in a row, or they might win this game and win 8 in a row. I'm relying on the Phillies to show up for the first 5 innings. That's all I'm doing, and then the Red Sox can go and score 18 runs after that. So. All right. That was a great call with the Red Sox yesterday. Didn't play. I'm just not interested in the series. Can't trust either team. Yes, and this is not a play I'm comfortable with. And I don't like being comfortable on some of my plays because if you're comfortable, that means the play is too easy and generally the public's all over it as well and you lose. So I'm not interested in plays that make me comfortable. I like the stat. Yeah. Guardians went from dog to fave. Yeah. And they have like 80-something% of the tickets, 90% of the cash on them. So, yeah, money's coming on them. Yeah. Just so hard to back Kluber because he gets clapped. Yeah, I think Kluber gets hit today. I think Kluber gets hit. Road Warriors tonight. I think the Warriors can win full game. I like the Lakers early in this one. Knicks as well for Marcos. What's your favorite MLB play today? Thank you for some of the plays yesterday. Did very well. I personally didn't do very well. I finished 5-6 in the MLB yesterday. I like the Blue Jays. I think my best bet at the moment is Toronto because I doubled down on them here. And I'll take the Toronto Blue Jays full game -1 is probably my favorite play at the moment. I like Toronto. Marlins pitcher is scratched. Oh, boy. Okay, so that's voided out. Thank you for letting me know that one. The first 5 under 5 is voided, and I'm probably not going to go back to it. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button, people. Show some appreciation. Appreciate your care. Tim A, NBA. Yeah, Matt Barnes is starting for Miami. It's Nick today. No Tim A. Yeah, I did give out the Knicks first quarter +1.5, the Knicks first half +2, Lakers first quarter -135, Lakers first half -150. So I am on some NBA today there, Marcos. So there you go. LOL. Yeah, Marcos. He's saying Miami under 209 and the Lakers -3. Yes, yes, throw a unit on it. Hey, Tim A, how about the weather last night? The sun was shining. I liked the Suns yesterday. I liked the Suns first quarter, first half. Henry Cejudo by stoppage. I like Aljo, but that's just I'm an Aljamain Sterling fan. I'm probably not betting the fight, but I love my boy Aljamain Sterling, fellow Long Island boy. He trains in Long Island. He's a Long Island guy. So shout out to the Funk Master of Aljamain Sterling. Rangers money line. We have not got to that game yet. That is the second to last game on the docket. We have 4 more games to go over. Okay, looking good on that under there, Tim. little bit of fighting. Yeah, I like It's a score play when you bet a team on a winning streak, just like fading a team on a losing streak. See, for me, one thing that I'm trying to implement into my capping this year is I don't care about winning streaks or losing streaks or anything along those lines. If the team I lean towards is on a winning streak, cool. I'm looking more at the individual game rather than what they have done recently. And I'm looking at what the pitchers have done. I'm looking at things along those lines. I'm looking at market moves. If a team like the Phillies game, the Red Sox are on a 7-game winning streak, the Phillies on a 5-game losing streak, but yet the line is moved. All the money's coming on Boston. They're making it more appealing to bet the Red Sox. I'm not interested in the Red Sox if the books want you to bet the Red Sox. Now, I may lose that bet, but I'm not going to back what the books want me to back. And taking all the money on the Red Sox and moving the line towards the Phillies makes me think that the books have no fear for your Red Sox money today. So something along those lines, yeah. Curran Gracie money line. I'm guessing this is UFC. Suns in 7, Road Warriors in 5. I think the Warriors in 6 and the Nuggets in 5. Got the Cubs. I got Cubs in this change. Better or worse. If you listed your starters, doesn't matter. If you listed your starting pitchers, it doesn't matter that play is voided. If you listed action on your starting pitchers, I think it's a bullpen game. So take that as you please. Dude's name is Cron. Had to roll with him. There you go. Had a 2-pick for $100 to win 322, but the Marlins push is a push, and the Detroit first 5. There you go. 3-1 Chelsea. There you go, Tim. Knicks in 7, Boston at 6. I think the Knicks win that series. I think the Sixers in 6 or 7. I think the Sixers win that series. Nuggets in 5. Cejudo, Champs, Olympian. I like the other. I'm an Aljo fan. I'm more of a fan in that fight than a bettor. Arizona minus 125 favorites with a total of 9 in this next matchup here as we have 4 more games remaining here. Let's take a look at where the lines moved in this one here between Arizona and Washington. We have Mackenzie Gore and Tommy Henry in this one. Arizona opened up minus 151. This line plummeted 26 cents towards the Washington Nationals. And this line opened up at a 9.5. It went down to a 9, back up to a 9.5, back down to a 9. So this line's moved a little bit, but it's moved a little bit. And we have 54% of the tickets, 62% of the cash is on the Nationals. The line's moved towards the Nationals. Makes sense. 74% of the tickets, 86% of the cash is on the under. So the betting public thinks that this game that Mackenzie Gore pitches well, and so does Henry. And the Nationals are on a little bit of an under streak as well. If you look at it here, Nationals have gone under in 5 straight games. So the Nationals are a little bit of an under team at the moment. Mackenzie Gore, 3-2, 3.77 ERA so far this season. He's coming in off an appearance where he gave up 4 earned runs, 7 hits, and 4 innings pitched against the Cubbies. Previous to that, he gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits and 6 innings pitched against the Mets. So he looked good in his start against the Mets, not as much against the Cubbies. And on the other side here, Henry has pitched in 2 games so far this year. He gave up 4 earned runs on 7 hits and 5 1/3 innings pitched against the Rockies. And he gave up 3 earned runs and 4 hits and 4 1/3 against the Royals. So looking at it, he's not looked good against offenses that I'm not particularly excited about. Granted, the Rockies was in Coors Field, so you can probably catch him break on that one there. I think the Nationals can get to Tommy Henry in this game. So it's probably a look towards the Nationals here. And the Arizona Diamondbacks do not have a good bullpen. Neither of these teams do. 25th. And actually, Arizona's improved. My bad. Arizona is now 15th, according to XFIP. I'm kind of interested in the Nationals here in the first 5 innings. It's even money. Even money, though, for the Washington Nationals first 5. I do think Washington shows up here. And I like Mackenzie Gore. So I'm going to grab the Nationals here in the first 5 innings. Even money in this spot. Nationals first 5 plus 100 here against the Diamondbacks. That's how we're going to do this. First 5 plus a half. Or first 5 plus 100 in this one, even money. Head over to the chat here. Timmy's EPL. I took the over in the Chelsea money line. There you go. Tim, if Book and KD go for 80 combined, how are they going to stop? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way they can win, though. Yeah. That's the only way the Suns win. Their bench is trash. Warriors in 7, yes. I mean, I think if this series goes deeper, depth is going to show. There's discrepancy in depth, and you're going to need KD to drop 40 points a game. You're going to need Booker to drop 45 points a game if you want to have a chance in this game. You just can't compete with a team with that much depth. So I got, Austin Billy and kickball. Yeah, I don't mess with the kick the ball. Tim does. Back in my boy Mackey. Washington first 5 money line. Love it. I'm on the same. Okay, good, Nick. Okay, Nick. Good NBA picks. Appreciate it. Sup, Twins. What's good? Money line. Mills. Yeah, that Nuggets game did not go as planned. Lost the live plus 6.5 late, softly. And yeah, I got 11.5 at halftime. So, and the Nuggets showed last night in that third quarter that 15-point lead means nothing. I know the Nuggets lost the game last night. And the Suns barely won that game. I mean, they won it by 7, but they had to hold on late in a game where their star players got 80, and really the Nuggets struggled last night. I mean, Murray was not the greatest. Porter was okay. He got 15 points. I mean, I'm very, very convinced that the Nuggets are going to gentlemen sweep this series now. But we'll move on here. LA Dodgers, San Diego Padres. The Padres minus 130 favorites here in this game. We have the Dodgers as a dog. Total 8.5 in this spot. Let's take a look at where the line has moved in this one here between Dustin May and Blake Snell. Line opened up at minus 105 for the minus 105 pick 'em on both sides. It's now moved up 23 cents towards the San Diego Padres. So massive, massive line move here towards the Padres. As for the total, opened up at 8.5, dropped down to an 8, back up to an 8.5. So kind of an interesting line move there. 57% of the tickets, 55% of the cash is on the under. I really don't have an interest in that game. 51% or 52% of the tickets, 51% of the cash is on the Padres, but yet the line has moved 23 cents, which makes me believe that the market thinks that Dustin May gets lit up a little bit here, and the Padres are the better overall team. I kind of think that the Padres are the look here in this game. They won last game. This is their big series, the Padres. The Padres always get up for the Dodgers, and I can see them taking this game as well. The Padres have the 14th best bullpen in baseball according to XFIP. The Dodgers 23rd. And I believe this is full season. We're gonna switch these now to the last 30 days. Let's see what they've done the last 30 days. The Angels #1 bullpen the last 30 days according to XFIP. Nope. They're just the top team on this list. There we go. Oakland last. All right, let's flip this around. The Dodgers are the number 20 bullpen, and the Padres are 23 in the last 30 days. So both these pitchers' bullpens have kind of regressed. Kind of thinking that the Padres come out here and win this game. And I'm kind of interested in their first 5 money line with Blake Snell. And I think everybody's going to look at it. The Dodgers lost yesterday. There's no way the Dodgers lose 2 in a row to the Padres, right? I'm going to grab the Padres here in the first 5 innings at minus 130 in this spot. Just isolated to the first 5. Back Blake Snell, which Snell has struggled a little bit this year. We forgot to look at pitchers in this matchup. But I see the Padres. This is the Padres series. And yeah, the lines moved massively towards the Padres, even though it looks like the Dodgers had the pitching advantage. May 3-1 with 3.15 ERA, 0.99 WHIP, and Snell with 1.1-4 with a 5.28 ERA, 1.76 WHIP. Snell got his first win in his last start. He gave up 3 earned runs on 8 hits in 6 innings pitched against the Reds in that 8-3 win. Nice to see him finally get a win. The previous few starts, he went 0 the team was 0-5 previous to its 5 starts, but they gave him combined 5 runs in 4 of those and 4 of those starts. They gave him 6 runs against the Braves, but he only went 3 2/3 innings pitched there. I think Snell pitches well in this game. I like the Padres in the first 5 innings. San Diego money line. There we go. Or run line. Yeah, I don't mind the minus 128. I don't think that's a bad price. Yeah, I like the Natties. Did you see the empty seats next to the Suns team last night? Forgot their bench was a bunch of chairs. Yeah. Denver needs to stop playing with these boys. Isn't CP3 hurt? Yes. That was a very desperate Phoenix team yesterday, and I read that they were going to have a decent game. I took them early, but yeah. EPL 2-2, up 0.2 units for the 10 a.m. games, under 3.25 in Liverpool is all that's left. There you go, Tim. I smell a pass for this game. Tim, are you using Asian handicaps for your soccer bets? That's what the site's giving him too. 2 games remaining here. The LA Angels minus 110 against the Texas Rangers. Total 8.5 in this game. Let's get into this one here. Nathan Eovaldi, Reed Detmers, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at minus 115. It's now down to a minus 108. So a 7-cent line movement towards the Texas Rangers. Line opened up at a 9.5. It went down to a 9 and now an 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at where the money's coming in on this one. 39% of the tickets and 55% of the cash is on the Angels. So the bigger bets are coming in the Angels, and lines move towards the Rangers. That's tricky. No, thank you. 80% of the tickets, 81% of the cash is on the under. Lines move towards the under. That makes sense to me. That makes enough sense for me to go ahead and pass on this game. Let's take a look at what these pitchers have done so far this season. Let's see. Eovaldi, 3-2 record with a 3.93 ERA, 1.15 WHIP. Reed Detmers 0-2 with a 4.85 ERA, 1.38 WHIP. But yet the total has been bet down and all that stuff. So this is a tricky game for me. A pretty simple pass for this matchup. LA Angels money line. I want nothing to do with this game. We'll move on here. The Astros and the Mariners. The Astros minus 115 favorites. Total 8.5 in this game for the final game of the night. And let's take a look at the line movement in this one here for this one. And it's JP France versus Marco Gonzalez for this matchup here. Line opened up at Seattle minus 110. It has flipped the Rangers, or not the Rangers, the Astros are minus 118 now. 67% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the Astros. The lines move their way. It makes sense. It looks like the sharps and the public a little bit on the Astros here. Total opened up at an 8.5 even money. It's moved 7 cents towards the over. 52% of the tickets, 55% of the cash is on the under. So it's a little bit of reverse line movement here. Suggests that France gets hit a little bit here. This is his first start of the year. I believe this is his debut, JP France. So let's see what he has done so far this season. This is his first career start. In the minor leagues this year, 2-1 with a 2.33 ERA and 19 1/3 innings pitched with a 103 WHIP. Overall, in his minor league career, 20-17, 3.73 ERA, 99 games, 56 starts, 362 1/3 innings pitched with a 1.31 WHIP. Looks like somebody who's pitched a decent amount in the minor leagues. It looks like he is more of a reliever, so I don't know how far he's going to go in this game. I could see this game going over the total, similar to yesterday. Let's take a look what the total is. It's 8.5. at minus 107. The line, yeah, I'm going to move on the over here. Over 8.5 to end the slate here for this one. Over 8.5, Houston, Seattle. I see this game having run. I think France gets hit a little bit here. And Marco Gonzalez is not particularly somebody I trust. Marco Gonzalez, he is 2-0 this year, 4.74 ERA. He is coming in off a start where he gave up 5 earned runs and 8 hits and 3 innings pitched against the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays and the Mariners won that game 10-8 in extra innings. So I don't particularly trust Marco Gonzalez. I think the Astros can get to him a little bit here. I'm grabbing the over 8.5 for that one to end the slate. Seattle money line. I lean the other way. I lean Astros. But that is everything for today's slate. Follow me on Twitter at Nicholas_Earle. I will be posting my entire card once I'm done with this show. And you can find all my picks over there. But until then, that's going to just about do it for this one. I want to thank you guys as always for watching. And let me find the outro for today for the outro video. There we go. Good luck. Catch you guys next time for the Earle Sports Bet Show.